miss Blockbuster, man.
Dude, it was awesome. I remember going in there and just being like seeing everything, and I would always look at movies, look at the back, and most of the time my parents wouldn't even let me get anything, but I would love just going there and like reading the back, seeing what the pictures are. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like
I remember
cool.
Yeah, dude. I remember my mom being like, "Okay, you can rent 2 movies," and I'm like, 2?
Yeah.
You know, you could imagine as a kid, you're like, and my mom had a rule: anything but horror. She didn't really like horror movies, but that was like at the time where I would just walk down the. Would you ever walk down the horror aisle and just kind of be a little creeped out?
Yes, I would.
And you're like, but this looks kind of cool.
Yeah, good.
What is
the
this?
one that always caught my eye was Hellraiser. That's why when you talked about it in the previous pod, I was like, I didn't know anything about it because that one actually scared me.
Yeah,
I was like, why does he have all the fucking, you know what I mean? Like this whole getup. He's like has the the leathery look. I was like, he's just creepy.
The BDSM look and everything. I am gonna buy the novella. It's called Hellbound Heart. And it's only like it's not that long. I think it's like 100 pages, but I think it'd be a really good read because I also really love the movie and I do want to rewatch the movie because I think like you said it's just the first movie is an all-time classic. It's like the first Candyman. Yeah. It later on in the sequels it turns into something it's not, but the first one, it's that first one that is usually top tier. You know? Yeah, dude. I mean, in Oregon, we have one of the only final Blockbusters, and I really want to go there. It's in Bend, right?
Yes, Bend, Oregon. I want to go there. It's a deep drive for us.
I haven't been there in years.
It's a deep drive, but I would love to go there. I would definitely want a shirt.
I'm down. I'm also really sad because there was one near us that closed down a couple years back. Yeah. And I always wanted to go before it closed down because I remember when the one that was near us now, the one that's in
I remember when they had the whole sale and everything. I did go in there.
I bought movies.
Yeah, I went in there and I was looking and I was like, seeing what they had. Yeah. Oh, is that what you bought, Gamer?
Yeah, I bought Gamer. I actually love that movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Gamer.
Dude, the trailer for that movie is awesome. It's
also directed by the guys that made the Crank movies, so I was all over it, dude. Crank was one of the movies that I rented because it was X-Men Origins Wolverine came out. I was a kid, okay? I was a kid. I just wanted to watch action, and it satisfied that. And as I grew up, I realized it wasn't a good movie. Yeah. But yeah, I rented X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I rented Crank 2. Crank 2, the second one. Yeah. And if you know anything about the Crank movies,
that's the one where he has to like keep his heart alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, good times, man. Good times until my mom started watching me watch Crank, you know, and then that was it.
Yeah, because there's like a whole scene when they're in the stadium or wherever they're at.
Yeah, it was in the stadium.
Okay,
it was in the stadium. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? So I'm not opposed to it. But yeah, I mean that whole era of being able to like go into a physical place and see physical movies and games was so awesome. I remember I'd always like try to convince my dad. Because that's why I didn't get movies is I would try to get him to rent games. Like, I remember when Spider-Man 3 came out, I got the Spider-Man 3 game on the PS2, and I kept it. I kept it. And I remember we went in there one day, like, months later or something, and they're like, well, you still have this, and here's your bill. And he's like, what the fuck?
How much was it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Enough for him to be mad at you?
I remember being in so much trouble, but I was like, because what had happened is like, it was like 2 or 3 weeks where I was like telling him like, Dad, we need to take this back. We need to take this back. He's like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow. Then I also forgot I had it, and like, I just stopped playing it, and I forgot I had it, and we had it for like 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I don't know how much it was, but they went under. That's probably one of the reasons why they went under.
Yeah, dude, because it's kind of like they're kind of like a library, right? Yeah. Except the library, they won't enforce you to return it back, because what are they gonna do? Like repo man you? That'd be insane.
That would be insane.
Dude, they're just like, hey, you got that Spider-Man 3 game, boy? Just kicks you in the chest.
You're like, it's PS2. You're like, what the fuck?
Takes your PS2 as well.
Yeah, he takes it.
He's like, this is mine now. We should pause real quick. I gotta take a shit.
All right.